Yo everyone, what's going on? Welcome to Amps, Pedals and Pickups. Now, a bunch of people have been asking me about the impulse responses that I've been using in my amp sim videos, so I figured it was just a good time to talk about impulse responses in general. I'll show you how I get that sound, and of course I'll be giving that IR away for free, and you can load it into your amp sims of choice or chuck it into your modeling units, Quad Cortex, Fractal, ToneMaster Pro, whatever you guys are using. So let's fire up Reaper and take a look at everything to do with impulse responses. Yo everyone, thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Everything helps around here. So just to refresh our memory, these are the free NAMM Neural Amp Modeler and ToneX tones that I put up recently. If you want these, you can use the links down below. Everything is completely free and available to you. Go grab it, you are welcome. So this is using the EBS 5153 red profile as well as the IR that I'm giving away today. Some sort of punk metal stuff, you know what it's going to be with an amp like this. And again, if you just want to download the impulse response, then links are in the description. If you want to watch me dial in the IR, the impulse response, then use the time codes below to skip ahead. But before we do that, I just want to share some wisdom, take a minute to show you some things that I've picked up along the way, things that people have shown me, just to help you dialing in your own impulse response and guitar tone in general. All right, so we all know that a guitar cab IR is an impulse response of a microphone in front of a guitar cab. The placement of this microphone, the angle of it, all that stuff is crucial to the final recorded guitar sound. If you nudge that microphone even like 1 centimeter to the left or right, it's going to have a drastic effect on the end result sound. Now, there's no hard and fast rules with creating sounds in the studio, I totally get that, but if you think about it, it sort of makes sense to put the microphone in front of the cabinet, have a listen to how things are sounding, move the microphone, have a listen, rinse, repeat, that kind of process till the microphone's like roughly in the right place. Once you're happy with that, from there you sort of start dialing in the amp, messing with the gain, the EQ, tone stack, and if you're completely at a loss for the sound that you're going for, you'd probably go back to the microphone, move it around, start that whole sort of process. This is the exact mindset I've taken to using IRs as well as creating IRs. So like I'll generally have an amp in mind, like an Orange or a Marshall 50/50, whatever. I'll give the amp some ballpark settings or just leave the amp at noon. Then I'll pick an impulse response that gels with that sound, or I'll dial in a new IR that gels with that kind of sound. And then I'll start messing with the amp sound to really get a snug end fit. The worst thing you can do, in my opinion, is try and dial in the amp sound and the IR sound at the same time. The sonic profile just changes way too much. You're gonna fry your ears, everything's gonna sound like garbage. I assure you, it's so much better to mentally lock in an IR, try and get the sound you're after. And if you completely can't get the sound with that IR once it's locked in, then just zero out the amp again and start from scratch. Choose a different IR. And really, when you think about it, it's exactly what studio people were doing anyway. We just have all the digital convenience at our fingertips. It's too easy to move things around. Anyway, with all that said, let's jump into Miko 2 and take a look at what I've got going on with this impulse response. Or I've just pulled up everything here inside of Reaper. So we've got Miko 2. I've currently disengaged it just so we can take a quick listen to the NAMM profile that I've got loaded. This is the EBS red there. So no impulse response. Nasty sounding stuff. And yeah, we'll just engage this for a second. Okay, so there's a free version of Miko 2. I'm going to stick to all the free stuff for this video because I don't want you to follow along and feel like you need to go out there and buy this software. There's a very competent free version of this, and if you like what it does, if you like the workflow and everything, then there's obviously a full-blown paid version with heaps more features, more cabs, more mics. We'll take a look at that stuff as we go along. Oh yeah, and full disclosure, recently ML Sound did send me out a free copy of Miko 2. I haven't done a full review of that, and again, we're just using the free side of things, but you know, the guys there were nice enough to send me out a free copy, so kudos to them. Definitely wanted to mention that for the video. But again, we're not doing a full review of the paid software, we're just sticking to the free side of things for now. All right, so heaps of this stuff I think is pretty self-explanatory, but we'll go through it anyway. You've got an EQ there, a visual representation of the EQ. So when you move the microphone around, you can get some visual feedback on the EQ, which is pretty handy, especially for like fine-tuning things. So you have your different cab. When you do the free version, you only get this mega oversized. With the paid version, you get all this extra stuff, but we'll stick to this one for now. And the free version also has less microphones going on there, but again, we'll just stick to the 57 and SM7B, that kind of thing, on the free version. So you can add different microphones. So right now there's only one microphone. If you hit plus, you can add more. We'll stick to one mic for now. You can solo, mute. So instead of just dragging things around, you've got some more fine-tuned controls there, which is very handy. So you can move how far away from the cap edge it is. You can read. You can see all the different options there. We'll go through them as we mess around with things. Mess around with the pan. EQ balance, super handy, because sometimes you get things dialed in. You're like, I just need a little bit more top end. You can just nudge up the entire EQ. You can roll off the high end. You can roll off the low end. Just normal EQ stuff that you're into. All right, cool. I've just set everything to factory default. Again, let's just listen to how the profile sounds. I mean, honestly, that's like a pretty usable tone there. The taste that I gravitate to, I find so many impulse responses are just insanely dark for no reason. I'm going to start from dead center and then move things out a little bit. So how does like the brightest of bright sound? That honestly sounds pretty good. A little bit gnarly, a little bit too much top end going on there, but actually not too bad. Let's just move it out a little bit. Now I've actually recorded some audio, so I don't need to keep playing guitar. I can use two hands and listen to the door going, so should be on repeat there. So just to keep things simple, my brain sort of goes, well, there it's a little bit too much top end. There it's a little bit not enough top end. Don't think about it. Just shoot for like ballpark stuff. You can fine tune this stuff later. So let's get this going. Cool. Let's just leave it there. Don't think about it too much. We'll move on to the distance. I like it right on the thing. We'll just leave it there. Everything's like a balancing act. So I like things super bright, but sometimes it can be fatiguing. There's just too much going on in the top end. So it's just about, finding the right spot where you've got enough brightness, but it's not really choking your ears. Now I did just move this high end past there because I realized it was choking off some of the top end. So let's have a re-listen. All right, let's have a quick play and just see how this is sounding. It's pretty good. It's in the ballpark. I would happily load this onto a modeler, load it into an amp sim, and then just mess around with things. Because remember, we haven't even messed with the amp now. We're just getting the ballpark, like my analogy that I said there. We're putting the microphone in front of the cabinet, and we're just getting a ballpark sound, because then we have to move on to the amp and start messing with the amp. So it's impossible to say what the final result of the sound is going to be. At this point, you just want things to be pretty good, pretty much in the ballpark, and I'm no expert, but just to my slightly more mature ears of dialing in IRs, it sounds a little bit 50-70 to me. It sounds like it's got that 50-70 thing going on. I probably want to blend in another microphone, but you're 90% of the way there. You can push and pull the presence on an amp to sort of offset some of these things. All right, trust me, you don't want to watch me dial in an impulse response from start to finish, because it will just be so much time, so much back and forth. I just obsess about this stuff. The things that I try to tell you not to do is what I waste my time doing. So I've got this now. I've tested it out on a bunch of sources. It really sounds good. Gonna call it APP V30 amps, pedals, pickups V30. It's a 2 mic combo here, so it's a 57 and a ribbon 121 there. Let's take a listen to it. So yeah, pretty spicy stuff. I think that's the sort of sound that everybody was asking about. So anyway, I know I keep saying this, but I'll be giving this IR away for free. But more importantly, I'm going to give this preset away for free as well. So if you download Miko 2, the free version, you can load this inside there and start using that as well. So if you just want to make a little, you want to take what I've got here and just nudge something up or pull something down, you can do that from the preset, and then you can save your own. So that's the handy thing about giving that preset away. Yeah, so awesome to get this stuff for free. Yeah, crazy good. I've been using this all the time. It's come in handy. I've loaded a bunch of stuff onto the ToneMaster Pro, which you can't see. It's right beneath the camera, but yeah, I've loaded a bunch of them into the ToneMaster Pro. Handy stuff. I'll flash up on screen what you get with the paid version of Miko 2 versus the free version. There's way too much to go through. I couldn't even rattle off all these cabs to you. It's an insane amount of capturing they've done. I know a lot of people have sort of said, I wish you would just sell cabs by cabs, but that's not the way they're doing it. They're selling the whole thing. I think they're doing a Black Friday 50% off thing, so go check it out if that interests you. Heaps of cabs there, heaps of mics, a ton of work they've put into this stuff. So if it's your jam, you want to do it, check it out. Let me know in the comments what you think about Miko 2. So that's it. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. You're a legend. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe. If you have any tips and tricks for Miko 2, leave it in the comments below. I'm sure people would love to hear about it. And if you want to join Discord and talk about all this sort of stuff, links are down below as always. You're a legend. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Enjoy all the free stuff. It sounds amazing. You're all welcome.